Hey guys, Larry the tractor guy. We've had a customer called in with a 8430 front wheel assist tractor, and he's having a little bit of trouble with, well, basically the tractor will not move. It's got an IVT transmission in it. It will not come out of park. It also, the only code that he sees is an ACU 158, and as soon as you turn the key on, he gets that code, and the code description is rear PTO circuit problem. Okay, and so I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to head out and take a look at this 8430 and see what we can come up with. We just pulled up to the 8430 out in the field here, and man, it is super hot out here in southwest Oklahoma today. Check this out. I don't know if you can see that on my thermometer there on my pickup, but it's showing to be 109 degrees. It is super hot. We're gonna jump out here and check this out, see what we can figure out with this 8430. I have seen a couple of failures similar to this before, and it's gonna be possibly a problem with the armrest controller, but we'll check that out and verify that real quick. We're in the tractor now, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on. I got Service Advisor pulled up, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a live connection also. Take a look at some fault codes, see what we got. So I'm going to turn the key on real quick, and as soon as we turn the key on, we have a code pop up of an ACU 158.04, and it says rear PTO system. Okay, corner post display here, if you can see that. I'm going to take and move the IVT shifter here out of park and see what it does. It should go, at least go to forward, and it looks like as soon as we pull it out of gear, out of park, it goes right back to park, if you can see that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start the tractor real quick and verify that the tractor does not move. There's that rear PTO system failure code again. Okay, and there is our corner post display, if you can see that right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move our shifter out of park. Okay, and I'm going to move the shifter out of park. It never really comes out of park. It will not go in neutral. Okay, I've got the tractor running, sitting in the seat. Pull the shifter out of park, put it over in neutral. Corner post display still shows that it's in park. Okay, so we're going to go to reverse and nothing, forward, nothing. Okay, tractor's pretty much dead in the water here out in the hayfield. Looks like they cut this hay and then went ahead and raked it and baled it. And tractor's been sitting here for a few weeks now, so we just got out to it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and actually I'm going to turn a little air on here because it is so hot today. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to jump in Service Advisor here and go ahead and connect to this tractor, see if I can make a live connection and check that PTO code out there. The only code that we actually have that is active on this 8430 is the ACU 158.04, and you can see it just popped up there again, and it's also triggered that code in Service Advisor when we're looking at codes here. That is the only active code, is the ACU 158.04, talking about the ACU armrest control unit switched voltage is low. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at the diagnostics on that. Looks like in Service Advisor there is 6 steps basically to troubleshoot that problem. So we have walked down through all of the steps, verified the code, done the operational test. Still really have no reason why that the tractor will not come out of gear and it stays in park. That doesn't really have a whole lot to do with the PTO switch. So the other odd thing is that if we turn the PTO on, the PTO does come on and operate and show PTO speed. So the PTO works actually like it's supposed to, which is kind of odd. Okay, so it's telling us to check the alternator, make sure that we have good alternator voltage. Then we're going into the step 5 that talks about electrical circuit check. Okay, and it's wanting us to basically test the power and ground circuits to the armrest control unit. Okay, and our armrest control unit is inside of this armrest console here. So we're going to go ahead and take that apart and check our powers and grounds real quick. I've got my meter installed here, and I've got my probes, my back probes for positive and ground. We're just going to go ahead and check voltage and ground. Okay, and looking at the circuit in Service Advisor, I'll pull that up real quick here in Service Advisor, and we'll run through and test that. So we're looking for 12 volts, okay, at the ACU armrest control unit, okay. And I pulled a little schematic up there that tells us to check voltage at pin 1 and pin 14 of the A923X1 connector, okay, which is going to be this connector right here. So we should have voltage on number 1, and then we should have voltage on number 14. Okay, it's really a good idea, if you can make that work when you're testing these circuits, to go ahead and leave the control unit. By the way, this is the armrest control unit. I've taken it loose here so you can kind of see this is the ACU. It does have the part number on there as well. Sometimes that's pretty useful when you're ordering parts through the parts system. Okay, but on the back side of this connector, this is going to be that, if you can kind of sort of see that, we've got multiple plugs here, but this plug right here will be our A923X1 power and ground connector for the armrest control unit, or the ACU. Okay, so it's a good idea to back probe that sometimes to check voltage, and then also if that voltage is low, to go ahead and unplug that and then see, because sometimes if we got a problem in the control unit, it could be absorbing all of that voltage that we're looking for, that 12 volts in ground. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and check the ground circuit as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of skip a step in Service Advisor. Not really skip a step, but I'm going to go ahead and check my power and ground at the same time to save a little time here. So I'm just going to use the ground right at the ACU. Okay, so we're going to do the voltage and then also the ground. I'm pulling the schematic up here now so you can see the ground circuit. So the ground goes through several different connectors, so it would be a possibility that you could have a ground problem. But like I previously said, if we did have a voltage and ground problem, we would have multiple codes for the armrest control unit and not necessarily just the PTO code. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're chasing a problem that's sort of like this. So same connector on the ground, the A923X1 connector, and we're going to look at pin number 7. So we're going to basically back probe 7 and jump over and check number 1 for voltage, and then also jump over and check number 14. So I've got my probes, if you can see my back probes, probed into the ground and on pin number 7, and then the voltage on pin number 14. And if you can see my meter there, it shows that we've got a good pretty good 12.7 volts there. Okay, so that should be good. Now I'm going to go ahead and probe pin number 1, okay, and make sure that we have 12 volts there. Okay, I'm in number 1 there, back probed on number 1, and we still got a good 12.7 volts. Okay, so basically we have verified that we have good voltage and ground at our armrest control unit. And so I feel like rather than chasing anything any further, it really looks like we've got a failed armrest control unit. So I went ahead and brought a armrest controller with me, and so we're going to go ahead and swap that ACU control unit out, and keep this in mind that this is a part that supports armrest control unit software. Okay, and so you would have to have Service Advisor and be able to load software on that ACU after installation. So keep that in mind if you're fighting this problem on control units. So we're going to go ahead and pull this armrest controller out, go ahead and install the new one, and put software on, and see what we come up with here. So we went ahead and installed the new armrest control unit here in the armrest. As you can see, it's just a T30 torque screw here and a Phillips screw here, and 3 plug-ins depending on what options you have on your tractor and what it's equipped with. So here is the old control unit. It's just as you can see, a printed circuit board, and like I said, it does support software, armrest control unit software that is serial number specific to this tractor. Okay, and that'll have to be loaded on there using Service Advisor. So we're going to go ahead and install the armrest and go ahead and load that software on, and we'll see how everything works. Check it out. So we went ahead and installed our ACU armrest control unit in the armrest, put our armrest back in the tractor, went ahead and used Service Advisor to load our armrest control unit software on the armrest controller. Immediately when we started the tractor up, we did not have any more lights flashing or any more PTO code failure. Okay, and so we went ahead and put the tractor in neutral, verified that it does go in neutral, also put the tractor in gear, found out that the tractor will move now. Everything seems to be working on the armrest like it's supposed to. Okay, so quick overview. So we were led by the PTO 158.04 code to check power and ground. After we verified that we did have an active code, we were led to check power and ground at our armrest control unit. We verified that power and ground by back probing the connector at the ACU armrest control unit, and found that we had a good 12 volt supply and good ground to the armrest controller. So I guess in my mind, the tech tip of the day would be that when all's said and done and we've got good power and grounds, sometimes our only option is to go ahead and replace a control unit or a component, in which this case we had a failure of the armrest control unit, and now we've got the tractor up and running and everything seems to be fine. So at the end of the day, sometimes that's what we have to do, go ahead and replace a component and clear all the codes. Everything seems to be normal. So we're going to return this tractor back to the customer and get him back in the field and up and running. And hey, appreciate you guys watching the videos. I'm going to leave a link at the bottom of this video that you can order parts through. There'll be a phone number there, and you can call and order your parts from us if you need parts. But just remember that in this situation with some of these control units, that you will have to have software loaded on these controllers through Service Advisor. So keep that in mind. Larry the Tractor Guy signing out. Hey guys, check out Larry the Tractor Guy videos here, other videos here, subscribe here, and buy all your John Deere parts here.
We'll make it work. I think
we're gonna have to make it
we'll make it work. Come on, let's go.
We need to make
you need some food.
Y'all already burned me out. He's sitting in the sun over here, man.